The sun dipped low over the horizon, casting a warm golden glow across the marina where old fishing boats bobbed gently alongside sleek, modern yachts. Among them, one vessel stood out, not for its polish or gleaming finish, but for its weathered charm and character. This was Charlie's pride and joy, an aging sailboat that held the echoes of a life well lived. Once, it had sailed the open seas with purpose, carrying brave men like him through storms and into battle. Charlie, a grizzled veteran in his late 60s, had spent countless hours restoring the boat he lovingly named the Braveheart. Each scrape of sandpaper and stroke of paint offered him solace, allowing memories to wash over him. Days spent navigating treacherous waters as part of a dedicated crew. The old wood beneath his hands whispered secrets of a bygone era. Each knot he tied was both a testament to his craftsmanship and a reminder of bonds forged in camaraderie. He often imagined what it must have been like back then, the sense of adventure balanced by the weight of duty. Now retired from naval service, Charlie found peace in sailing once more. It was simple yet filled with meaning, a chance to feel alive amidst the bustling world around him. Yet within that deep affection for his boat lay a vulnerability. Scars from years past mingled with fresh wounds from lingering isolation, reminding him that not all battles are fought on choppy seas. As the afternoon sun painted the sky in hues of orange and lavender, Charlie maneuvered the Braveheart toward the marina's entrance, feeling a familiar thrill coursing through him. A gentle breeze filled the sails, and for a moment, he felt invincible, as if the seas had embraced him once again. However, his reverie was short-lived. Just as he rounded a sleek line of luxury yachts anchored nearby, an unforeseen wave rocked his boat. Before he could react, the edge of the Braveheart grazed against a pristine white yacht, sending a shudder through both vessels. Panic seized him as he glanced back to see a scuff mark marring the glossy side of the opulent craft, a clear sign of unwanted contact. The commotion drew more than just Charlie's attention. Wealthy guests lounging on the deck of the luxury yacht erupted in laughter. Their condescending chuckles rippled through the air like a cruel tide. He could hear snippets of their mocking comments, quick jabs about his rundown boat and its scrappy owner. Charlie's heart sank as he grappled with humiliation and disbelief at their lack of respect. As he tried to steady his own vessel amidst their jeering, he caught sight of the yacht's owner, a sharply dressed man exuding a sense of entitlement, gesturing angrily toward Charlie. The smiles faded from the guests' faces as annoyance took root. Little did they know that the true depth of character often rests beneath the surface, not just in gleaming hulls but in gritty determination and resilience forged by experience. The laughter erupted like a sudden storm, piercing through the calm of the marina. Charlie winced, feeling the heat rise in his cheeks as he glanced back at the yacht's guests. Their faces lit up with amusement. Clad in opulent attire, they lounged on the deck with glasses of champagne in hand, their laughter echoing off the water like bell tolls celebrating a misfortune. "What a tragedy!" one woman exclaimed, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "I hope he knows how to patch that up." Her friends erupted into giggles, and a cascade of similar taunts followed, mocking Charlie's scrappy vessel. Each snide comment stung sharper than the last, revealing a deep-seated disdain for anything that didn't glitter with wealth. Charlie's heart sank further as he recognized their detachment from the gritty realities of life. To them, he was just an old sailor obscurely tethered to a rusting relic of the past, a stark contrast to their polished lives defined by luxury and privilege. Their shallow humor ignored the dedication and sacrifices that had shaped him. They were oblivious to the fact that the path he walked was paved with hard-earned lessons, resilience, and camaraderie forged in service. As he struggled to steady the Braveheart amidst their jeering remarks, Charlie felt not only humiliation but also a wave of anger welling inside him. It was as if they represented everything he had fought against: apathy and ignorance, an unsettling reminder of the divided worlds that sometimes coexisted just miles apart on the same watery expanse. Amidst the laughter and jeers, Charlie found himself lost in thought, navigating the storm within as much as he had on the choppy waters. The exquisite hulls of the yachts around him gleamed in the fading daylight, each one a testament to wealth and status, yet their beauty felt hollow compared to the stories etched into the Braveheart. He reflected on his years of service, recalling the grit and determination required to defend something greater than oneself. The battles fought were not merely external. They defined who he was, shaping his values and principles. Pride surged in him at the thought of the camaraderie he had forged with his fellow sailors, the shared struggles, laughter, and unbreakable bonds that luxury could never replicate. As he glanced at the mocking faces of the yacht guests, their laughter felt like an affront to everything he held dear. In that moment, He recognized their world for what it was, a fragile illusion built on superficiality and detachment from reality. They lived lives insulated from sacrifice, unaware of the weight that true honor and integrity carried. In contrast, Charlie understood resilience, not just in navigating turbulent seas but in weathering life's storms with dignity. His boat, with its nicks and scratches, represented survival and authenticity. Every dent told a story of perseverance. As the laughter faded into the background, he clung to that essence, choosing to embrace his journey rather than succumb to their derision. The lessons learned through years of hardship were worth far more than any yacht's glimmering facade. Just as the laughter from the yacht began to fade into a dull background noise, a powerful presence broke through the scene. The silhouette of a Navy ship emerged in the distance, cutting through the water with purpose and grace. Its majestic hull gleamed under the setting sun, adorned with flags that fluttered proudly in the wind, emblems of honor and respect that resonated deeply with Charlie. As the ship drew closer, waves rippled outward, sending small tremors through the brave heart. Charlie's heart raced at the sight. It was more than just a vessel. It symbolized everything he had fought for and believed in during his years of service. The stark contrast between the naval ship's dignified appearance and the luxury yacht's opulence struck him profoundly. While one represented sacrifice and unity, the other showcased wealth and frivolous pursuits. The yacht guests paused mid-laughter, their smiles faltering as they turned to watch the Navy ship glide nearer. Charlie could sense a shift in the atmosphere. Admiration replaced mockery as they recognized this imposing figure on the horizon. Whispers spread among them, some expressing surprise, others perhaps even a hint of respect for what it stood for. A wave of pride welled within Charlie. In that moment, he felt an unspoken connection to his fellow servicemen aboard that ship, united by shared experiences beyond wealth or status. Their arrival was like a beacon, illuminating the importance of loyalty and integrity amidst a world preoccupied with appearances. As the Braveheart bobbed gently on the waves, he realized that true honor could not be measured by material possessions but by the courage to stand tall in one's convictions. As the imposing Navy ship drew nearer, a palpable shift swept through the luxury yacht's deck. The laughter that had once filled the air grew quiet, replaced by an uneasy stillness as guests turned their attention away from Charlie and his boat. Their glances transitioned from mocking to contemplative, their expressions shifting as they processed the significance of what was unfolding before them. The flags fluttering atop the Navy ship stood as banners of honor, casting a shadow over the frivolity of their earlier jests. Conversations that had been light and dismissive transformed into hushed tones of admiration among the guests. Some exchanged glances that spoke volumes, understanding that they were in the presence of something far greater than their own material possessions, the embodiment of sacrifice and service that Charlie represented. Whispers spread through the crowd. The once contemptuous remarks about Charlie's old vessel faded, replaced by an acknowledgement of his past and the dignity that came with it. For many, it was a moment of reckoning, recognizing that wealth could not buy the respect earned through service. As Charlie steadied the Braveheart, he felt this change wash over him like a warm tide. The atmosphere shifted from one of derision to a burgeoning respect. He was no longer just an old sailor, but a veteran in the eyes of those who had once ridiculed him. In that fleeting moment, Charlie's heart swelled with pride, not for his aging sailboat, but for the profound connection and understanding of honor shared with his fellow servicemen aboard the Navy ship. As the Navy ship glided closer, the sound of boots marching on the deck echoed across the water, stirring memories within Charlie. He squinted against the sun and recognized familiar faces. Among the crew, men he had served alongside, sharing laughter and hardships during their deployments. A voice broke through the noise, calling out his name with a mixture of surprise and joy. "Charlie, is that you?" It was Mike, a former shipmate with whom he had shared countless adventures. The sight of him, clad in his Navy uniform, brought a rush of nostalgia that enveloped Charlie like a warm embrace. Mike waved enthusiastically, beckoning Charlie over as if no time had passed since they last shared a meal in the mess hall. In that moment, the laughter from the yacht felt like a distant memory. Charlie's heart swelled as he maneuvered the Braveheart closer to the Navy ship. As he approached, other crew members gathered at the railing, their faces lighting up with recognition and camaraderie. They cheered and clapped, welcoming him back into their fold, a reminder that bonds formed in service are unbreakable. Charlie felt a wave of solidarity wash over him. Here were men who understood not just his sacrifices but also the pride he carried for having served alongside them. The mockery from earlier evaporated in this atmosphere of acceptance and respect. With each passing moment on that deck, Charlie was reminded that he was never alone. He had brothers in arms who stood by him regardless of time or circumstance, celebrating not just his past but the journey they had all shared together. As Charlie climbed aboard the Navy ship, his heart swelled with a sense of belonging he had sorely missed. His former shipmates greeted him with enthusiastic hugs and hearty handshakes, their smiles reflecting a camaraderie that transcended time and distance. Each embrace served as a reminder of the shared sacrifices and experiences that defined their bond, far more meaningful than any wealth could ever provide. Mike led the way, proudly recounting tales of their adventures and mishaps while serving together. The laughter shared among them rekindled memories of days spent braving storms and facing challenges head-on, forging a brotherhood built on trust and resilience. Charlie felt the weight of the previous mockery lift from his shoulders. In this space, he was not just another old sailor with a beat-up boat. He was a veteran whose contributions were recognized and celebrated. As the stories flowed, the stark contrast between the luxury yacht's superficiality and the profound respect among these men became more apparent. No longer haunted by humiliation, Charlie found redemption in their warm acceptance. Here, he was reminded that his dignity was not contingent upon material possessions, but rooted in the depth of his experiences and the sacrifices made for his country. The laughter from the yacht, once stinging and derisive, now seemed trivial, overshadowed by the collective honor shared among veterans. Charlie realized that respect was earned through actions, memories, and loyalty, not by the glimmer of luxury, but by standing for something greater than oneself. In this reunion, he reclaimed his identity and pride, surrounded by those who truly understood the essence of service. As Charlie stood among his fellow veterans, he contemplated the broader themes of class distinctions and honor that had played out in the marina. The juxtaposition between the luxury yacht and the Navy ship served as a poignant reminder of societal values. While the yacht represented wealth, privilege, and a detachment from life's hardships, the Navy ship symbolized sacrifice, integrity, and a deep respect for service. In those moments of reflection, Charlie recognized how easily society could misplace its admiration, elevating material success while overlooking the true heroes who have served their country. The laughter he had initially faced from the yacht guests now felt like a stark indictment of a culture that often fails to recognize genuine contributions. Their superficiality contrasted sharply with the deep sense of pride and loyalty shared among servicemen, who understood that honor is not measured by financial status but by the sacrifices made for a greater good. Charlie's experiences reminded him that incidents like his own were not isolated. They encapsulated a larger conversation about who deserves recognition and respect. It illuminated the importance of valuing the stories behind each person rather than judging them solely based on appearances or possessions. In this moment, surrounded by men who had fought alongside him, he grasped that true honor lies in shared experiences and mutual respect. As he looked around at his comrades, Charlie felt a profound sense of purpose. They were examples of integrity and resilience that deserved to be celebrated far more than any luxury adornment could ever represent. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the marina, Charlie stood among his fellow veterans, a renewed sense of purpose filling his heart. The day had unfolded in unexpected ways, transforming what began as a humiliating incident into a powerful affirmation of his identity and the bonds forged through shared service. He realized that the laughter from the yacht guests had been a mere distraction from the deeper truths that truly mattered. The camaraderie he felt with his shipmates underscored an essential lesson. Respect cannot be bought or earned through wealth. It is reserved for those who have shown dedication and sacrifice. Their shared experiences, filled with trials, triumphs, and mutual support, had created an unbreakable bond that transcended any societal class distinctions. In this moment of reflection, Charlie understood that while material status may define one's surroundings, it pales in comparison to the honor derived from loyalty and service. This experience served as a reminder of who truly deserves recognition in society. The real heroes are often those who stand steadfast in their convictions, who face challenges head-on without seeking applause or validation. As he looked around at his comrades, men who had fought alongside him, Charlie felt grateful for their presence and for the shared understanding that came with it. In embracing this newfound clarity, he reclaimed not just his dignity, but also a profound connection to something greater than himself. Through this journey, Charlie affirmed that true honor lies not in wealth or status, but in the courage to serve and the strength found in unity. among those who share similar sacrifices.